This week at Macy's, it's time for a winter refresh with 25 to 50% off clearance plus an extra 20% off with your coupon or Macy's card. Or shop specials like sterling silver jewelry sets, now 70% off. Grab new jeans for the kids with 50% off Junior's denim. And Martha Stewart collection flannel bedding, accessories, and more, 65% off. Now at Macy's. Plus, Star Rewards members can earn on every purchase except gift card services and fees. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply. This week at Macy's, it's time for a winter refresh with 25 to 50% off clearance plus an extra 20% off with your coupon or Macy's card. Or shop specials like sterling silver jewelry sets, now 70% off. Grab new jeans for the kids with 50% off Junior's denim. And Martha Stewart collection flannel bedding, accessories, and more, 65% off. Now at Macy's. Plus, Star Rewards members can earn on every purchase except gift card services and fees. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
The Weedsman Podcast. ChristopherMedia.net.
This week at Macy's, it's time for a winter refresh with 25 to 50% off clearance plus an extra 20% off with your coupon or Macy's card. Or shop specials like sterling silver jewelry sets, now 70% off. Grab new jeans for the kids with 50% off Junior's denim. And Martha Stewart collection flannel bedding, accessories, and more, 65% off. Now at Macy's. Plus, Star Rewards members can earn on every purchase except gift card services and fees. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
Imagine the greatest collection of real-life entertainment on the planet, all in one place. Go ahead. Dare to stream with Discovery Plus. 55,000 episodes from networks like TLC, HGTV, Food Network, and more. If you can dream it, you can stream it. See what I did there? Discovery Plus. Stream now. Stream what you love.
Christopher Media. Let's make some noise. From Asthma Core Studios near Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, man.
It's the Weedsman Podcast.
I have no idea what's going on.
And now,
you have smoked yourself retarded.
Here are the Weedsmen.
You want to get high?
Right. I got nothing. It's crazy fucking week.
All right.
I'm Chris.
Hey, We're here. We're live. We're still doing this shit.
Yeah.
I'm Aaron.
Yeah. Just
and
what
yeah,
you
we're
say,
back for another episode of talking shit and smoking pot.
Yeah.
I hear we got some.
That was a working title for the show, by the way.
Yeah. I hear we might have some new listeners through YouTube, huh?
Yeah. Christopher Media.
Hello, YouTube.
Yeah. We have a YouTube channel now. So yeah, if you're listening to us on there, hi. Or just if you found us because you saw us on YouTube and you subscribed, welcome.
Welcome, new listeners. Welcome, old listeners.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot how I wanted to start this show. It's give me a break, all right? It's been a hell of a week.
That's the thing. That's how I started the show. Like after, it's like,
hopefully,
what do you say after last week?
Yes.
Hey, how's it going?
I know what I want to say. I hope that everyone out there is practicing a little bit of self-care and finding ways to, tear yourself away from the insanity, shall we say.
If there has ever been a week where everyone needs to chill the fuck out and smoke a joint,
yes,
it's been this last week. Here, everybody, hit this. Chill out. I can't even think about what social media has been like the last. I'm not a participant. I mean, I only do it to promote the stuff. Like, good God, man. I can't even think about what scrolling down my Facebook feed would have been like this past week.
I am both cursed and blessed with Twitter. I mean, yeah, I spent a lot of time this last week on Twitter to the point where my back and neck both hate me now. And I saw a lot of, horrible shit that gave me a lot of anxiety and made me upset. But I also laughed my ass off and, just felt that it's just nice to know that alongside of this chaos, there's other people out there that are going, yeah, this is fucked up, isn't it? Sometimes that's all you need to hear, right? It's kind of like when in a relationship, and I only have familiarity really with male-female relationships, so let's just stick to that. And a lot of times, maybe your woman has complained about this, your wife, I should say, that she comes to you with a problem, something that's bothering her, something that somebody did to her, something that made her upset. The guy's going into problem-solving mode, right? Oh, you should tell them this, and you need to go back there and do this, and you need to get this stuff, and blah, blah, blah. That's not what they want to hear.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Correct. Yeah.
They want to hear, that's fucked up. That's really fucked up. I can't believe that. That's fucked up. Just keep doing that. That's all that, and that's fine. I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to put anyone down by saying that. Like, sometimes you just need to hear, that something that you thought that you can't get out of your head is fucked up. And part of getting it dug out of your head so it's not plaguing you is having other people acknowledge that you're not crazy. Like, yes, what you're seeing, what you're feeling, all this is real, it's happening, and it's fucked up. I agree with you. It's fucked.
Yeah, no, as a husband, this is someone in a relationship. Yeah, it's always the challenge. Is this a problem-solving conversation, or is this a commiserating conversation? You have to be the one who deciphers that.
Yeah, I don't look to Twitter to solve my problems, and I don't look to Twitter to be the bastion of information. I have other sources for that. I just want to know generally what's going on, and that other people are seeing it in ways that I'm seeing it, that I'm not crazy or overreacting or something. And yeah, sometimes that can be dangerous, because if you just surround yourself with that, you just get into the echo chamber and you believe that the whole world's falling apart. So I hope that you're practicing self-care and finding your balance. That's what's really essential right now. I don't think it's about tuning in or tuning out. It's about be aware of what's going on, but know that it doesn't have to consume your life and your day.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong. There's zero wrong with just blowing a huge joint and watching some shitty television. That's totally fine. Even while the world burns, you have to take a time out every once in a while.
Well, people were crying, like, were you alive during 9/11? You could not have handled that if this made you cry. It's fucked up, but I just look at it as, look, and now it's time for the idiots from the right.
I don't want to dig this whole issue up again, but I will just say that there is the difference to me between 9/11 and what happened at the Capitol last week was that 9/11 was, we didn't know what was happening in real time. 9/11 was tragedy unfolding and everyone searching for answers and being wildly confused about what was going on. This was it gave me more angst to see the Capitol raided in that fashion than 9/11 did, because I knew that this could happen, and it didn't come out of nowhere, and it wasn't just born of nothing. And not that saying that 9/11 was, but as far as general America was concerned, it came out of nowhere.
I don't think it came out. I think quote Stephen Colbert, who could see this coming? Everyone?
No, hold on. Listen to what I said. As far as the general public was concerned in America, this came out of nowhere.
No, I don't.
We were shocked. We weren't even talking about terrorism. Yeah.
You're talking about 9/11?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Yes. Agreed.
That's the difference. Is it came out of nowhere, and you had to put it together afterwards. You watch the news for weeks afterwards, trying to make sense of what happened. Whereas this is like a slow crash into a wall, where you're looking at the person driving, going, "Are you going to brake anytime soon?" It's like driving with my ex-wife.
Yeah, there's a pedal that'll make the car go slower.
Yeah. So yeah, whatever self-care means to you, I hope you're doing it, and don't be too hard on yourself. Be easy on yourself. You deserve to chill out every once in a while. And if you didn't exercise or you didn't get all your work done, well, that's all right. That's what tomorrow's for. I've been seeing a lot more of the different types of THC in Michigan. Have you seen these?
What? There's different THC? Well, no, isn't there A or some shit, in their letters or?
There's THCA, which is basically just THC acid, which is THC before it breaks down. So THCA is really just the proto version of it. From what I understand, part of curing and then also smoking the weed is breaking down THC into THC, or THCA into THC. So both sunlight, heat, any kind of energy will break up THC acid chain. so that you can, because the thing with THCA alone is that with that, the whole acid chain is too big to actually fit into the receptor. So that's why it's non-psychoactive. Now, that doesn't mean that it doesn't have any effect on your body, but the type of actual body high and brain high that you would experience from THC alone, you're not going to get that experience with THCA. But there's been a lot of studies done in that where people have experienced a lot of other positive side effects. You know, like anything that we're talking about, cannabis for some reason, take it with a grain of salt, I guess. I don't know. I still don't know if CBD does anything. I mean, my ex-wife has a cat that has seizures, right? And they tried all kinds of stuff and finally just tried CBD because well, why not? And it worked. I mean, it really works. And not only that, but she's noticed, so there was, I guess at some point she had to switch because the stuff she was getting was made especially for cats. It was supposed to be for, pet CBD. And she couldn't get that anymore. The place had run out or whatever. And she got some other shit, tried that out with the cat, and the cat started having seizures again. So she went back to the original shit, and the cat's no longer having seizures. So, I mean, for all the studies, I mean, that's some real world evidence. I mean, does that mean I should take CBD? I don't know. For what?
Pain.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it would help. But then again, I'm getting probably more than enough CBD just residually from all the THC that I take in.
True. But you're saying seeing the different types of there's others?
Well, yeah. So there's THCA, which isn't as popular, but you can get it out there. And so it's basically just, I would imagine they just get it, it's unprocessed rather than actually cure the plant and have it release the THC. You get it early on and process it in that way. So that's supposed to be, similar to CBD. Let's see, there was this story on Weed Maps that I was reading earlier. Yeah, anti-inflammatory properties, anti-proliferative properties, or possibly slowing the spread of cancer, neuroprotective properties, possibly protecting against neurodegenerative diseases, and antiemetic properties. Increasing appetite and decreasing nausea. So it almost sounds like microdosing, honestly. And I imagine you probably are getting a little bit of that broken down THC. And maybe that's all it is. I don't know. But THCD or Delta 8 is something completely different. So that
I've never heard of that. What the hell is that?
You haven't seen these? So there's been shops around Michigan, around our area, that sell cartridges, THCD cartridges. And they're usually a little bit less, like $10, $15 less than a standard cartridge. And it's just a different form of THC. So the THC that's in most of the stuff that we smoke and eat and all that is THC Delta 9, or it's not that. It's Delta 9 tetrahydrocannabinol. So I guess it's really Delta 9 THC. I just had it backwards. Whereas there's another version, the Delta 8 version of this. I don't know what the Delta stands for or why, but it's just a slight variation on the THC compound that produces different results.
So what does 9 do that 8 doesn't, or vice versa? Does it not get you wait, okay, maybe I've started seeing cartridges where it's just the brand that popped in my mind right now. Presto Light. Is this that THC?
That might be.
Or it's the cartridge. It's where it's only 18%. I'm used to anything below 60. Get it the fuck out of here. But I'm used to 70 and above.
For concentrates? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But they're starting. Yeah, I've started to see, at least at the dispensary I go to, cartridges where they're hey, it's not as heavy as. So is this that THCD?
I think that's what they're shooting for, ultimately. My
first thought is, why? But.
Yeah. Right. Why? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm
Just
kind of
only
curious.
hit it once instead of twice. Like, you don't want to get as high, don't smoke as much. Like,
Right. And I find it actually with vaping concentrates, it's really easy to kind of dial in. Now you might get a new strain or something like that, and it kind of hits you harder at first. But then, to just, back off that a little bit if you don't, if you have something that you want to get done. But I don't know. I mean, might be worth a shot. Maybe I find that this is something that, I'm kind of curious because it's something that I could just vape on and not worry about getting too high. Right? So if I decide that during the day I'm going to get high, but I still have I still have work that I need to get done. I got to do some housework, something like that. So I don't want to get totally blazed. But you grabbed your concentrate vape and then you sit down and, doom scroll through Twitter. And next thing you know, you've hit that thing 5 or 6 times and you're pretty fucked up.
and you're like, shit.
Because, there's also the oral fixation that I have.
Yeah, right. You're an ex-smoker.
Right. So maybe this is a way that I can have something that takes the edge off a little bit, helps me with a bit of the back pain, and helps with the oral fixation. I can just vape on this and not worry about getting too stoned. And then when my work's done, I switch over to the standard THC and then get blazed.
Trust me, there's always same thing, ex-smoker. There's always a vaporizer in my hand. It's either one or the other.
Yes. Yep.
Which, that's real quick aside here. That's going to be a side effect of going back to work that a lot of people are going to be like, what? I got to do this shit sober now? Like all day?
Yeah. Or, I mean, just vaping, just not having to sit at a desk for hours at a time and not vape like crazy.
Well, I'm sure there's people now. I was thinking, we're almost a year into this. Think about that. My last day on the radio was March 13th. It is January 12th. Like that's my benchmark. But dude, I'm sure there's people that have gotten used to maybe like they have a shot in their coffee every morning. Maybe you have a beer at lunch every day. Like there's going to be culture shock. Like what? Like why can't I be high at work? I've been high at work for the last year and a half. But yeah, sorry.
No, I mean, there's going to be a lot of employers that they're going to say it's time to come back to work, and their employees are going to say why.
Yeah.
And the employer is going to have an honest answer for them.
Yeah, a lot of this. We realized in the last year, a lot of this has been justifying salaries or justifying the need for this building. And now we've realized, well, the wheels kept turning and everyone stayed home.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're talking about office job. I was lucky enough to have an office job that I took remote quite easily, and it was really nothing more than a speed bump. It has not. Matter of fact, I've been more efficient as an employee working from home and being able to decide when I work, make myself available during work hours, but decide fuck it. If I want to put off my work until after dinner, then I will, because that's when I feel like I'm going to be more effective.
No, yeah. I mean, when I was working from home, I mean, I kind of settled into 10 to 6, and it's too, you get to pick your, as long as you're available a good chunk of 9 to 5, and you're available, your superiors reach out to you and they can get a hold of you when they need to. That's really all that matters.
Exactly.
It's now become what it should be. It's become based on output, not in. I used to. The last idiot I worked for, the reason I don't work there anymore, he was one of those old school guys. Like, you're not working if you're not at your desk. Like, that's not how the world works anymore, buddy.
Yep. Yeah. Realizing that, and this has always been my beef with. Any employer that I had problems with, it always came down to a level of trust, right? Mm-hmm. We entered into a relationship when you agreed to pay me a certain amount of money. I agreed to be here and produce certain things for you, and that's it, right? If you didn't trust me to do that job, then why did we enter into that agreement in the first place? Uh-huh. You having to monitor me in certain ways to make sure that I'm doing that just shows that either you're you're bad at hiring, lazy at hiring, or just bad at managing people. I mean, just get some people that you trust and let them go. And that's how people thrive. And I'm not saying like no communication, but show me the examples where micromanaging has worked.
No, this was one of those people where I had to, my bitch was always like, I'm getting the same results that you would get. I just would get them how you would get them, and he didn't like that. But anyway, sorry, we're straying. I don't want to do that. But no, it's talking about remote work. It's all based on, like, it's the same output, right? What does it fucking matter if I did it between 12 and 8 and you did it between, 8 and 4?
And, getting back to the different types of concentrates, maybe that's where something like a THCA or a Delta 8 would come in handy when I do have to go back to the office.
It's this workday weed. Here, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go, makers of THCD products. There's
workaday weed.
It's your workday.
I like it.
Hey, no, have you seen those new Heineken commercials for their Heineken Zero? It's usually
no alcohol, or is it no calorie?
No alcohol.
It can't be no calorie.
The commercials have been people in like work situations, or like their coworkers are looking at them like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then they point to the bottle like, it's got nothing in it. So yeah, it's
right.
So maybe you go that route, THCD makers. Like, hey, it's your workday weed. But
The Weedsman Podcast. ChristopherMedia.net.
This week at Macy's, it's time for a winter refresh with 25 to 50% off clearance plus an extra 20% off with your coupon or Macy's card. Or shop specials like sterling silver jewelry sets, now 70% off. Grab new jeans for the kids with 50% off Junior's denim. And Martha Stewart collection flannel bedding, accessories, and more, 65% off. Now at Macy's. Plus, Star Rewards members can earn on every purchase except gift card services and fees. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply. This week at Macy's, it's time for a winter refresh with 25 to 50% off clearance plus an extra 20% off with your coupon or Macy's card. Or shop specials like sterling silver jewelry sets, now 70% off. Grab new jeans for the kids with 50% off Junior's denim. And Martha Stewart collection flannel bedding, accessories, and more, 65% off. Now at Macy's. Plus, Star Rewards members can earn on every purchase except gift card services and fees. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
Of all the streaming services out there, only one is different. Discovery Plus. It's the greatest collection of real-life entertainment on the planet. 55,000 episodes of food, love, true crime, home, from networks like TLC, HGTV, and tons more. Yes! With stars like Chip and Jo, an exclusive new series from 90 Day Fiancé, all in one place. Bam! Discovery Plus. Stream now. Stream what you love.
ChristopherMedia.net. The Weedsman Podcast.
I don't know if that's going to work for you, though, because
it's still getting you high. Yeah.
Well, no, but I in the case of the no alcohol beer, like that's still kind of weird.
But yeah, that's still not sending. It's still it's not great optics for your boss. Yeah. Like, this guy likes alcohol so much, he likes drinking non-alcoholic alcohol in his off time.
Right. Wait, what are you going to tell him? Like, you just love the taste? Like, yeah, you love the taste because it reminds you of getting plastered.
Yes.
I don't know. But, it's a same. I wouldn't do it because the same reason, like, I'm a head man. I smoke pot all the time, and I've been to work high. But I think every boss that I've ever worked for has seen me high and not known at all. Or if they did, they didn't give a fuck. But I hide it really well, too, because I also go to work high and don't show up in,
Bob Marley t-shirt.
Pot leaf. A pot leaf sticker on my car or something. I don't advertise that I like to smoke marijuana.
That's my problem. I used to. I've learned in the last decade, you got to play that close to the vest.
And it's like, outside of even like the idea of it, being illegal or not being fully socially accepted, like, I don't know why you have to advertise that anyway, right? Why are you trying to cultivate personality out of liking something.
Right.
I mean, that's pretty much everything now. People like things in lieu of having actual opinions. Like, I'm a fucking Harry Potter head. Like, everything's about Harry Potter with me. Look at me in my stupid scarf. I even got the glasses. I read all the books 8 times, seen all the movies. Like, no, that's not a personality.
There was a commercial I saw yesterday where I was like, all I could think of was like, man, like, it was all these younger people, and it was like, I forget what company it was for, but it was like, I'm a foodie, I'm a gamer, like, everyone going through, it was it was just saying things exactly what you were. It was pretty much. I think the commercial was about like things that you were passionate about, but at the same time, I was thinking like, man, like, remember when weren't we the generation of like, I don't like labels, like these newer, like, they love them. They're all about them.
They love them. But what does that even mean? Like, so if you ask the quote unquote gamer if they would like some fine cuisine, what would they say? Oh, no, I'm not a fucking foodie. Give me some nasty fucking awful food because I'm a gamer and that's what I like. I'm only concerned with gaming. Give me the worst TV shows that you have. Give me shitty food. I'll drive a piece of shit car as long as I have good games. Like, people like all kinds of shit. Who doesn't like good food? Who doesn't play video games of some sort right now? Whether they're, whether they've got a computer-based system or they're just finger fucking their phone. Everyone's playing video games of some sort.
It's true. I don't have a gaming console anymore, but I definitely got, like, this summer I was playing a bunch of golf games. I was playing Madden Mobile for a little bit there. Like, yeah, I get it. Because it's something where you shut your brain off.
Yes.
Your brain needs to be shut off from time to time.
Or just, I don't think of it so much as, like, shutting your brain off anymore.
Leisure activity.
It's redirecting your activity, your brain activity, so that it's not getting stuck in thought loops.
Like how your body needs to chill and rest every now and then? So is your brain. Your brain just needs to,
the higher thinking functions of your brain need to take a break and let the motor skills take over for a minute. God damn it. Sorry, I'm looking for something to poke this shit back down. My vape. The shit must bubble a lot inside of the concentrate, because if I put a good chunk in there, I'll find most of it around the edges, and I'll have to go back in and like shove it back down onto the coil.
Yeah.
Where's my poker?
That's the one thing I remember. That's why I like cartridges. It's all nice and neat. Everything in a nice little package. When it's empty, you throw it out.
Well, if somebody starts advertising a cartridge that definitely doesn't have anything else added to it, then I might be interested in going back to that. But I'm not going to.
They're out there.
I don't know.
You got to look for them.
I haven't found any that advertise as such, and I'm not about to take a bunch of $50 chances on whether I'm going to enjoy that vape card or not.
Just look for the phrase pure distillate. They're out there.
Yeah. I think I've gotten fucked on that. I thought that was a clear tell, but I've gotten shit that's marked pure distillate, and I can taste the shit that
the butane.
I don't know. I've tasted all kinds of shit. But, this shit triggers my asthma, so that's why I notice it right away. I'm able, whatever they put in the vape that I like, it doesn't trigger my asthma. Whatever, I get from these, the waxes and all that stuff, none of that stuff triggers my asthma. But what they're putting in the cartridges definitely does. And it has to be what they're using to actually thin it. So I don't know if there's any future for cartridges, and I'm with you. I was kind of suffering through it because they were so convenient. They were reasonably priced, And speaking of which, I don't know if you've seen any movement on the prices on your end, on the medical side, but the shop near me, the Flower Bowl, that's basically I've been going to the Flower Bowl or I've been getting from Lantern, the delivery service. But I think the Flower Bowl finally started paying attention to what their competition was, which was Lantern, because they started dropping their prices and beefing up their website so that the problem that I was having with the Flower Bowl is they would send out updates every day of all these deals, right? So, buy this many of this and get this much off, and they were good deals. So I would take advantage of those. But when you'd have to order through the website, and none of the deals are reflected on the site. So at first I would call and be like, hey, I'm trying to get this deal, but it's not showing on the site. And they're like, that's fine. We know about it. We'll just take care of it on our end, and you'll be charged the right amount. Well, that happened half the time, and the other half I didn't have to argue with anyone, but I would just have to be like, that's not the right price. And the driver would have to go and call the place and then figure it out. And it's just a hassle.
Yeah.
But now they finally have it figured out where I can go in there. If they tell me I buy 3 of these and they're going to be $100, that's exactly what my cart looks like. And all the taxes and delivery charge and everything calculated right into that. What I saw on that checkout page was exactly what the delivery guy asked for when he showed up at my door.
It's amazing what some competition will do.
Right. I mean, these are basic things. But I do know for a while they were the only game in town over there, right? So they could do whatever the fuck they wanted. Exactly. I was putting up with it because where else am I going to go?
It's why
meanwhile,
the electric
Lantern
company can give you shit service. Where are you going to go?
Yeah.
The other electric company?
So Lantern, which has been actually advertising quite heavily in our area. I don't know if you've noticed it popping up on any of your the ads on your podcast feeds, but definitely in more than a few of mine, the top ad, they double up on the lantern.com, and it's specifically for our area. They're saying, hey, Michigan, get weed delivered.
See, now I keep getting that it's time for Wayne County to get blunt about medical marijuana. That's the one I hear a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of those. The PSA.
Yeah.
Don't do it around your kids. Don't drive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lock up your edibles. No shit.
Yeah.
You mean like your liquor? No.
Yes, I know legalization, like full-on recreational, is rather new to Michigan, but come on, quit treating us like idiots, like this is something new that we haven't been doing forever here in Michigan, especially Wayne fucking County. Give me a fucking break. We don't, like, Wayne County needs to be told, like, make sure you know how to handle your shit.
Right. Hey, but you know what? It's trade-off, right? We're sitting here in a legal weed state bitching about that. You know what? Fine. I'll take the trade-off. Give me the dumb PSA.
So, but when I was talking about Lantern, their prices, see, over the course of last year, both of the prices kind of creeped up more and more. Lantern's plateaued, and Flower Bowls went way down. So Lantern, if I want a 1 gram cart, it's going to run me at least 60, more likely 65 or more for that 1 gram cart. I can get that for $50 from the Flower Bowl, which is still too much, but at least they're being competitive.
Yeah, and are there more dispensaries open near you as well? Is there other than Lantern? Is there no longer just the Flower Bowl in your
By
neighborhood?
me, so like, yeah, being more on the southern side. Well, I guess I'm kind of in the middle of Wayne County, huh? But anyway, I haven't really seen a lot more pop up. I mean, not within range, not that I'd bother going to. Like there's plenty of places I've heard about where I could drive a half hour to go get some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And, if they had really good prices, I might. But that's not ultimately what I'm looking for. I don't need, purchasing weed to be a destination adventure. I just need it to be convenient and available when I need it.
That's what I really like about my new spot. It's right off the freeway. Like it's an exit closer, and it's right off the freeway. So it's like zip, zip. Like the whole trip now. The whole trip now takes under 45 minutes. Like going in, and coming back. It's great. So,
as long as we're talking about cannabis, let's talk a little bit about some of the news that happened this week. Another tough week to find some really good cannabis news because my feed is just doused in nonsense right now. The political nonsense has taken over everything. And I don't know if this is maybe a story that's being made too big of a deal out of or not enough. Because I couldn't find a whole lot to confirm it. And it seems relatively new, but apparently the governor of South Dakota, Kristi Noem, issued an executive order that says that basically blocks their amendment to legalize cannabis.
I've seen stuff on this. So she did go through with it?
Yeah. So you actually saw there was talk leading up to this? Because the story that I read, and, like I said, I was a little distracted and I wasn't paying attention to cannabis news throughout the week. This seemed like this was out of nowhere. But it's funny. You're telling me that you actually saw news stories that leading up to this event that she might be pulling the trigger on.
She was pissed that it passed. She wasn't happy that.
Okay.
Like she voiced
she's
her
taking
displeasure
action
in
now.
November.
Yeah. And I mean, according to the story that I'm reading here in blackhillsfox.com, which I'm guessing is a South Dakotan arm of Fox News Channel, they're saying that she's within her rights to do so. I mean, I don't know. I've never really heard of this before, of an elected leader overriding the vote on something, but I guess it does happen. I mean, I don't know where she expects her career to go from now, from this point, because a majority of your constituents already told you that they want this to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know when she's up for election again, but might want to vote that asshole out of office. And, regardless of your stance on cannabis, I think this is worthy of grounds of removing that person from office, special election or whatever, because they're not doing their job. They're supposed to be representative of the people, not of what their own personal beliefs are on anything. So I don't know. I wish I just saw this story before we jumped on, so I don't really have a lot of information on it. I think what I want to find out next is there a path forward now? Like, can this be overridden in some way? Or do they have to vote? Do they just keep voting on this until they finally get a governor that's not going to knock it down?
Let's see. I'm on Marijuana Business Daily. Let's see. It's more. Her executive order says that she's behind that she's the effort to it's a lawsuit. It's an executive order saying she filed a lawsuit. She's claiming that it violated the procedure set forth in the South Dakota, that the ballot initiative violated the procedure set forth in the South Dakota Constitution. Claims the ballot measure improperly dealt with more than one subject and needed to be placed on the ballot through a state convention.
Improperly dealt with, so probably because, cannabis isn't just one thing, right? Mm-hmm. You have to, when you legalize it, you have to put together a program to regulate and sell that and tax it, distribute the tax. This isn't these are things that lawmakers put together after the fact, but people just vote on the issues. Do you want it to be taxed? Yes or no? Do you want it to be sold to, 18, 21 and up? What do we do with all these people that we've charged with cannabis crimes in the past? Which one of those, what types of crimes do we want to consider to expunge from records? It is a lot of different things, but it's all one issue, and it all comes down to one thing, which is just about personal freedom and the right to, put in our bodies what we see fit. Not what
she's trying to pull a
Governor
Trump.
Christine Nome.
She's trying to get the courts to kill it.
Right.
The Attorney General of South Dakota is on the side of the initiative. So have fun with that, Governor No.
The Weedsman Podcast. ChristopherMedia.net.
This week at Macy's, it's time for a winter refresh with 25 to 50% off clearance plus an extra 20% off with your coupon or Macy's card. Or shop specials like sterling silver jewelry sets, now 70% off. Grab new jeans for the kids with 50% off Junior's denim. And Martha Stewart collection flannel bedding, accessories, and more, 65% off. Now at Macy's. Plus, Star Rewards members can earn on every purchase except gift card services and fees. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
Of all the streaming services out there, only one is different. Discovery Plus. It's the greatest collection of real-life entertainment on the planet. 55,000 episodes of food, love, true crime, home, from networks like TLC, HGTV, and tons more. Yes! With stars like Chip and Jo, an exclusive new series from 90 Day Fiancé, all in one place. Bam! Discovery Plus. Stream now. Stream what you love.
What makes hardwood flooring so special? The way light reflects off its knots and grooves, or the way it stays warm and inviting even for hundreds of years? Is it the unmistakable texture beneath our feet? Yes, probably all that stuff. And you can get it all in hundreds of varieties and colors at LL Flooring. Need help choosing a beautiful new floor? Use Picture It, our online visualizer, to see our floors in your space. Only at llflooring.com.
ChristopherMedia.net. The Weedsman Podcast.
And this might just be, part and parcel of the divisions that are going on in politics in general. The whole New Jersey's been back and forth on trying to get any kind of decent program together. It looked like they were getting really close, and it all fell apart at the last minute. And it seems to be like, as of recording this, nobody really seems to have any concrete answers. I mean, even the state senator that had sponsored the bill backed off of it.
So Jersey can't get their shit together. They don't know. It's only been a couple months, but still, figure it out. Although, who knows?
So it might be that weed is just being a casualty of a more politically divided environment.
Yeah. Although Cuomo,
which is a shame.
Did you see Andrew Cuomo came out and said that New York will legalize recreational marijuana?
Yeah, he came out really strong in his State of the State address. He said, I wanted to find his actual quote on this. At a time when New York faces a historic budget, we say an historic, but I know it sounds weird. A historic, excuse me. At a time when New York faces a historic budget deficit, the problem is they both sound weird, right? Both ahistoric and anhistoric sound weird.
Well, I know an is only supposed to be before a vowel.
No, but if you look at, there's the style guides that journalists use, it's always anhistoric, because it's not about whether the vowel is there at the beginning of the word. It's about if you start the word with a vowel sound.
Yes.
So historic is softer, and that's the whole. Anyway, so A historic budget deficit due to COVID-19 pandemic. The current online sports wagering structure. This is about the gambling thing. I was looking for his quote on cannabis, which I support him on that too. I mean, not to get off track, but he couldn't be more right on this. And it does tie in with cannabis in that online gambling and cannabis are both things that people are already doing. Whether a state, a country, anything declares it legal or illegal, it's like prostitution, gambling, getting fucked up. We're going to do it anyway. The only question is, A, how much tax money do you want, government? It could be none or it could be a lot. And B, how much money do you want to throw at policing this? Could be a whole lot with zero results, or it could be a little bit with some actual results of making sure that, less minors are consuming cannabis. Because this false narrative of people who are still against cannabis legalization that it just opens up the floodgates is completely false. It doesn't mean that if a 16-year-old has a driver's permit and gets pulled over blazing a doobie, that he's not going to have any problems. The cop's like, well, it's because there's nothing I can do. No, he can issue him a ticket. He can, that cop has options. And it certainly doesn't mean that somebody, running across town with a couple pounds of weed to sell on the black market isn't still going to have issues. It doesn't open up any floodgates, and it changes people's behavior very little. Again, I'm talking about cannabis, I'm talking about weed, I'm talking about prostitution. Like, these are things that happen. The only question, government, is how much do you want to be involved in these things that happen? You can come to the party and you can get paid too, or you can fight us all day long.
Cuomo said, I think this is the quote you were looking for, "This will raise revenue and end the failed prohibition of this product that has left so many communities of color over-policed and over-incarcerated."
Yeah.
Hashtag SOTS 2021. It's a confusing.
Yeah. And, actually, that one of the issues that was tying up the New Jersey legalization was how they were going to handle prosecution of minors.
Treat it like booze. What's so hard?
Right, but so the conservatives that are still fighting this want to see stronger punishment for minors that are caught with weed or consuming weed, and which is kind of ridiculous because it's like we already have laws that say that I don't know, it doesn't need to change. The consequences for a minor consuming or possessing cannabis under legal, recreational, legal, medicinal, or full-on prohibition of it, it shouldn't matter. Mm-hmm. The punishment should be the same. Yeah. This idea that you have to that conservatives have to push back on this, like, okay, well, we'll give you your legal weed, but you're going to have to give us higher fines, higher ticketing. We can charge you more if we catch you with it out on the street and
now you're going to be in trouble
driving with it. What's that?
Now you're going to be in trouble more.
Right. How
about the same amount of trouble? You still get in trouble now.
Right. Yeah, exactly. If you smoke weed and you get in a car accident, you get in trouble, right?
Yeah.
Just like if you drank and got in a car accident, or took pills and got in a car accident, or just wasn't paying attention and got in a car accident.
Yes.
It doesn't need to be more severe just because you disapprove of the behavior.
Agreed.
And yeah, I think it's all a show anyway, though. It's really just conservatives know that they can't fight this issue forever, but they sure can look good to their constituents by showing that they put up a good fight and they still care about the children.
Yeah. It's all theater, right? It's all theater for the people who voted for him.
So a couple of interesting developments outside of this shithole country that we have is that were both of them rather puzzling to me, because this kind of goes against the types of stories that I usually hear from these places. But one of them is the UK, and while we've seen some progress in the UK recently, it's definitely not been as progressive. They're still behind us when it comes to public perception of cannabis and association with cannabis and crime and cannabis and non-productiveness. They've got a long way to go with legalization and social acceptance of cannabis consumption in the UK.
It's a much different podcast.
Yeah.
The Clary Starling podcast.
So it was kind of weird to see this story. Call for UK prisons to trial free cannabis to see if it cuts drug deaths.
What?
Right?
Wow.
I don't know if the Brits are going to go for this. Right. So there's not an actual program for this, but there are people, including I don't know what a PCC is, a North Wales PCC. Oh, Police and Crime Commissioner, Arfon Jones. He says authorities were serious about, if they were serious about reducing harms and violence in prison, they should be addressing the causes such as cheap synthetic cannabinoid spice that is rife and can be deadly. Also, he talks about opioids, even methadone, which is certainly not a cure for opioids and can be just as problematic to people's health.
This would never happen here.
It would never.
My God. Can you imagine? They want to give free drugs to prisoners. No way. Oh my God. Alabama would explode.
Yep. I'd say, I thought it was definitely a, what?
Sorry, Alabama listeners.
Yeah.
But you get the point.
When I read it, but actually after reading the reasons why this officer supports it, I think it makes sense. Again, this is another thing where, people in prisons they're getting drugs in, they're doing them, they're overdosing, they're having problems, and if they can get free weed without an issue and not be hassled over it and enjoy that and chill the fuck out and not do hard drugs, I know it's not a one or the other thing. The answer to every heroin addict isn't, well, just give them a lot of weed and they'll eventually forget about the heroin. No. They got that heroin stuck in their brain. There ain't no amount of other drug that's going to get it out, which is why methadone isn't really a cure for any kind of drug addiction. It's just a somewhat controllable replacement.
You have people trying to go to jail in the UK. That happens.
Right? See Ali G locked up in there.
Yeah, right?
Booyakasha. 3 hots, a cot, and pot.
Yeah, I get... trust me, I get where they're coming from, but good... As long as there's old people, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck selling that. And again, sorry, Alabama listeners. I had to pick a conservative state. You're conservative.
And it's one of those things that even if you manage to get it implemented, you could never make it stick. Because it's a prison and something will go wrong eventually. And as soon as there's a riot or a death or a drug overdose, people just go, see? Oh, it didn't work. Look at that. You flooded this place with pot and somebody still died.
Or two, you could cause the unintentional rise of, I don't know, a cartel that you're supplying. I'm willing to bet there's a couple unethical people but I'm willing to bet there's a couple unethical people in prison. Some people who might ask for the free weed, not take it, just start stockpiling it, and then selling it in the prison. You know what I'm saying?
Right. but that's why it's an economy, and you treat it like such. You just flood the market. That's why it can't be like, oh, you can have weed, but it's going to be, $20 a gram, and you got to put it on your commissary. Like, just give it out so that it's not. If you give it out and make sure that everyone has it, it's not a commodity. You can't trade it. You can stockpile all you want, but who are you going to trade it to? The guy who's also getting free weed?
No, but my argument would be kind of the rationale you always give with how the black market will always exist, because the black market will get you weed at 2 a.m. when the dispensary's closed.
But that's the thing. The black market will always exist because we'll always have restrictions to some degree on legal weed, whether it's hours, price, availability, stigma.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like
we'll never get rid of that. But no, listen, closed system, closed economic system. If everyone in America was given free weed by their government, there would be no black market for cannabis in America. None.
I'm just saying there might literally be the limitation of the hours in the prison where it could like, hey, you want weed after 6 p.m.? Go see so-and-so and cell block whatever. The government, they stop giving out the weed at 6:30 every day, and the heads are, you want weed after 10 p.m.?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Hit up so-and-so.
That's why I'm saying the only way that you could make this work is by making sure that you completely flood it, that you don't put restrictions on it. Because anytime that you put restrictions on it, then people are going to be looking for a way around it, and that's where you have opportunities for making money or, whatever.
You just
cigarettes.
You made it more liberal. You're like, not only should they get free weed, they should get it 24 hours a day.
Well, that's why it would never happen, because it would be an all or nothing situation. You can't just introduce it. You can't just make it available, and you can't control it to the degree that you'd want to. You have to literally just fucking grow plants in the middle of just let them do it. Like, honestly, that's what they should be doing. Just like, here's a project. Here's some soil and some fucking nutrients and some lights. And they'd make a bomb in a second. What am I talking about?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
But you should, we can control these things. We have all types of prison labor. Like, this would be even better than that, because they wouldn't be working to make cheap garments to, sell to unknowing Americans. They would be, it would be a project,
Here, grow weed. So you would want to smoke.
You cultivate the weed, you smoke it, you share it, and everybody's got it. There's no beef over it, right? There's nobody trying to get somebody else's weed. But I don't know.
I wish them well with this concept.
Yes. Again, I'm dreaming. Okay, I'm imagining perfect circumstances.
You just want to give criminals free drugs. See, like that's never in a million years would that happen here. They want to give criminals free drugs. Is this what you want, people?
And my answer is yes. Right?
Yeah.
That's my answer to
Anything else
most
I can do for you, Mr. Criminal? Would you like a foot massage? Oh my God, I can hear all of the arguments.
I mean, anything. The government wants to give you free anything. I'm like, yeah, why not? Me, you, anyone? Sure. They should be giving out all kinds of shit. They're not hurting for money. We give them all kinds of money, and what do they do with it? I've seen the fucking military budget. It's insane. It is insane the amount of waste that and spending that the government does on protecting us. I'm putting in air quotes.
Yeah,
is absolutely criminal how much money gets tossed into that, and why? Because some governors and some lawmakers worked out some deals for big businesses that are located in their state that want to keep making tanks, even though we got nobody we don't even have people to run over with the tanks.
Free college.
But we need more.
Free college for everybody could come from that budget, people.
Yep.
Wouldn't be hard.
Free college could come from that budget without anybody noticing except for maybe Northrop Grumman, in their bottom line, and fuck them anyway.
I don't even know who that is. I'm sure they're a military contractor.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm for it. Free weed for everyone, prisoners, murderers, anybody. I don't care. What's it going to hurt? Everybody gets free weed. If you want it, there it is. That's going to be, I'm going to be like the John Lennon of weed. Put up a billboard. Weed is free if you want it.
It's like, looking at that statement at 40 versus when I was in my 20s. Like, oh, it's that simple, huh?
Yeah. Well, it's, I don't know. We don't need to get all this, but it's a conceptual statement. I mean, it's true, but again, it's true under ideal circumstances. Like what John Lennon was saying was, if everybody in the world didn't want war, we wouldn't have it. It's not something that is put upon us. It's not an outside force that acts on humanity. So yes, war is over if you want it. Not just you, but you and you and you and everybody else and all the elected leaders. If people put their mind to it and voted for people who didn't want war, you could make it happen. But that's the thing about, like, I'm not full on diehard John Lennon fan, and I didn't buy into the whole fantasy element of his life either. Like, John Lennon was a good songwriter, a pretty good singer, and an interesting guy who seemed like a complete motherfucker to try and be in any kind of personal relationship with.
Yeah, as far as husband,
child,
and father,
husband,
yeah,
bandmate, friend. This guy's a piece of shit. But what artists aren't? Mm-hmm. So I'm not like sucking John Lennon's dick and saying that he was some sort of prophet. But I mean, he was right on some of this stuff. But it all got boiled down to people just wanted to scrape off the surface and misunderstand things. They didn't want to delve into what the concept behind a bed-in was. They just thought, oh, you think you can fix the world from your bed. And that's not really what his statement was about. To me, it was like, not being violent is easy. Here, look, we're going to just be passive. Like, you can just be passive. But yeah, you take away from it what you wanna.
Very true.
And that's like, we were talking earlier, I think this was before we started this show, but talking about politicians and how good Trump was at using language that people could take their own interpretation away from. And that's ultimately what good songwriting is too. To my mind, good songwriting is if you have two people who love a song and when they talk about it, they have completely different interpretations of it.
Oh, that's the best part.
That's great songwriting.
You have done your job.
It's evocative imagery that strikes something in a person. It's going to be different for different people. So that's a successful piece of art there. So yeah, I mean, I'd say you make broad statements like that, like war is over if you want. Well, you can take whatever you want from it. You can say, yes, that's actually, he's totally right conceptually. And really, what he's saying, it's not a math equation for the end of war. What the statement says to me is something about human nature. The fact that war is over if you want it, that if people didn't want to fight as a group, if all of us were on the same page about not wanting to fight one another, it wouldn't happen, right? Why would it? It is a state that we create for ourselves. So war is over if you want it means war is a state of man.
Yeah, we didn't get that memo in 2020 or 2021.
Yeah.
We loved to fight. It's now our national pastime. So everybody, chill the fuck out and smoke this.
That's right.
The overall message of this week's show. I'm
running 2024. Free weed for everyone. Yes, including prisoners. That's going to be on the poster. Yeah, like free weed for everyone, asterisk, and then like slightly smaller print, but I don't want to hide it. Yes, that includes prisoners.
Your campaign slogan will be "Shut up and smoke this."
Yeah. So we'll wrap up.
That's it. Find us on social media at the Wiesman 420. Like us on that's on Twitter. Just open your social media app. Yeah, Twitter at the Wiesman 420. Like us on Facebook, Instagram at the Wiesman 420. Or no, Instagram is just the Wiesman Podcast. Yeah, a little high at the end of the show. Go to ChristopherMedia.net, click on the Amazon banner, or should say click through it. That helps us out. Doesn't cost you anything extra. Hit up the PayPal button if you want to subscribe, or
you want to click on it, click through it, click all over that.
Yeah,
man.
Just do whatever you can.
Let's go click crazy.
Yes, helps us out, helps you out. Everybody wins. And then I actually wrote down where you can listen to us. Just to name the big players of where you can listen to us, and it is. There it is.
Envelope, please.
Yeah. Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Audible, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, and now YouTube. So that is where you can listen to us. Also, ChristopherMedia.net. Make sure, in all of those places, you can also rate us, review us. Helps people that are looking for podcasts to listen to. Helps them out. Helps us out again. Everybody wins. So thanks for listening, and stay high.
Stay high.
This week at Macy's, it's time for a winter refresh with 25 to 50% off clearance plus an extra 20% off with your coupon or Macy's card. Or shop specials like sterling silver jewelry sets, now 70% off. Grab new jeans for the kids with 50% off Junior's denim. And Martha Stewart collection flannel bedding, accessories, and more, 65% off. Now at Macy's. Plus, Star Rewards members can earn on every purchase except gift card services and fees. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
Imagine the greatest collection of real-life entertainment on the planet, all in one place. Go ahead. Dare to stream with Discovery Plus. 55,000 episodes from networks like TLC, HGTV, Food Network, and more. If you can dream it, you can stream it. See what I did there? Discovery Plus. Stream now. Stream what you love.
The Weedsman Podcast. ChristopherMedia.net.
This week at Macy's, it's time for a winter refresh with 25 to 50% off clearance plus an extra 20% off with your coupon or Macy's card. Or shop specials like sterling silver jewelry sets, now 70% off. Grab new jeans for the kids with 50% off Junior's denim. And Martha Stewart collection flannel bedding, accessories, and more, 65% off. Now at Macy's. Plus, Star Rewards members can earn on every purchase except gift card services and fees. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply. This week at Macy's, it's time for a winter refresh with 25 to 50% off clearance plus an extra 20% off with your coupon or Macy's card. Or shop specials like sterling silver jewelry sets, now 70% off. Grab new jeans for the kids with 50% off Junior's denim. And Martha Stewart collection flannel bedding, accessories, and more, 65% off. Now at Macy's. Plus, Star Rewards members can earn on every purchase except gift card services and fees. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.